Hello, mema obi bi akwa baba ene video yi mu. Ne bekasa about data types in C++. Kasi data type a oyɛ den ɛwɔ C++. Nti enim sɛ yɛwɔ English alphabet no wɔ hɔ, yɛwɔ numbers wɔ hɔ. Numbers yɛwɔ mu bebree, yɛwɔ decimal numbers ɛne yɛwɔ whole numbers, right? Ɛna letters nso yɛbɛtumi aka bɔ mu ayɛ no words. Yɛbɛtumi nso afa no single to say bi yɛbɛfa no 1 ɛno yɛ character by character. Nti yɛka sɛ data types in programming a how a store saa letters na numbers no. Ebi ehia specific data type before a wobɛtumi a store ɔmo. Nti yɛba abɛhwɛ the types of data a ɛwɔ C++ inside. First one a yɛtaa use paa ayɛ string. Yɛka sɛ string a ɛyɛ a group of characters a yɛaka ɔmo abɔ mu anaasɛ bi a sentence. But in programming no, ɔsɛ wode hyɛ either double quote or single quote, but double quote is always preferred. Nti wopɛ sɛ wo declare string a te sɛ bi a wopɛ sɛ user no hu biribi wɔ ne screen so, wo prompt user no na ohu biribi wɔ ne screen so a, ebi a let's take greeting for example. Nti greeting be use data type ɛyɛ string. Nti te sɛ bi a yɛpɛ sɛ yɛkyerɛ how are you doing? Anaasɛ bi a good morning a, ebi a we store it in a string called string greetings, right? Then so we have declared the variable string greetings. I can terminate this. So now I can say greetings assign maybe good morning. Okay, this is here me print it greetings are from Obeba. See out greetings. Okay, then I'll compile and run. Okay, so you say good morning I then show what I say. So this is a string group of characters ya come abom and you put two in quote. Nti if I say me change the data type string no, maybe I'm no integer in mo be see. We are getting an error. It's saying that invalid conversion from constant char to integer. Nti integer don't store characters. Integer store numbers. Nti say who declare variable ebe store string and ebe store a group of characters you use to integer or so use to string, right? Normally in C++ no say we use to string wait may include something from the standard library, right? Something from its library. So you can include the string itself. So include string, right? You can add this to your code. Then you can use the string straightforward, right? Anytime a person store a group of characters via string, you always put them in quotes. String via also with the share quote, and always double quote is preferred because so when you use double quote, I see be outro something. Maybe a how is, maybe a something like how is, right? This one. Okay. So let me say how is school. Let me run this one. Okay. You can see it's working fine because we use double quote. But see use a single quote, now another single quote be same thing here. Okay. You get an error, yeah, at the error bar because first single quote was say inside the AC wahasi and I say so it's always preferred to use double quotes, right? So we use double quotes in the run then you get it. Horse wrong, okay. You need to terminate the line. Now BBI Juma fine. This how string works, right? Always string or the best double quote, right? If we string another data type or char, Nti you want to store grade A, grade B, grade C. You use the data type char, right, like this char. Now the variable name number. So let's say char grade. Here will be grade. This is just char. Char store only one character, right? So you can use the single quotes for this one. So char terminate it. Then let's say unya grade B, right? So if I print char, I print grade, I need to get B, right? We are getting B. So char is for storing only just a single character. Maybe you use F to represent female, or use M and represent male. Nti char never store just a single character, right? Just a single character. And now remember I said so unya the say be a one has here. The one here is not an integer. One no a better than a string. Wobɛhu no as a letter, wonhu no as a number. Nti wonya de hyɛ quote mu a, it's not an integer anymore because yɛmfa integer nhyɛ quote mu, right? Nti next data type yɛbɛka ho asɛm yɛ integer. Nti that one too ne short yɛ int. So let's say int num1 terminate. So let's say num1 is assigned, let's say 4, right? No terminate. Nti integer yɛmfa nhyɛ quote mu. Na integer nso yɛ for only positive and negative whole numbers. Maybe 4, -4, 3, 20, 100. Just only whole numbers pɛ na wobɛtumi store ɛwɔ integer inside. So now if I do cout num1, if I call the variable, I'm going to get 4. Alright, we are getting 4. Because integer no assign number 4 na yɛde ama no. Nti if I say maybe cout num1 times 2. So we will be num1 or the 4 never sure. So we need to get the answer of 4 times 2. So if I run this one, I need to get 8. Right, we are getting 8. But let's say I change num1 to maybe string, right? And I'm going to share code to. If we try running this, we are getting an error. It says no match for operator. This operand types are string, so we cannot multiply a string by an integer. It will not work. Maybe unless we convert the string to integer first before it will work, right? So we cannot do calculations with a string and integer combined. It's like multiplying maybe 2 times b. It will not work, right? Just need to maintain the integer. I need to get 45. Alright, so integer 2 is working. So know that integer is for only negative and positive whole numbers. So if I say -45, I need to get -45, right? So negative and positive whole numbers. That's for integer. And here we float. Float so they store numbers, but numbers with decimals. So if I say float num1, so I can, if I just give it maybe a whole number 45, on ankasa bɛyɛ no 45.0. If I compare and run this one, bɛyɛ no 45.0, right? A float or no 45, but it sees that when it say 45.0. If I do, let's say .56, still work, right? The float is working. Okay, nti float the float to store numbers are decimal ɛwɔ mu, right? And a whole number yɛ integer. Nti ɔsɛ share no so. Nti float no wɔ number of decimals will contain usually maybe 6 to 7 decimal digits. Nti yɛmfa ne sɛ yɛma wei 0, 2, 4, 5. So they have 6 decimals, right? Let me run this one and see. Okay, nti we say wamfa ne nua ayɛ dɛn amba, right? Nti we get 45.5602. Wayi nkae no ayɛ dɛn afiri so. Nti float wɔ limit. The number of decimals a wobɛtumi use no ɛwɔ ne limit. But we have another data type a yɛde store decimal numbers. Ɛno nso ne limit no was number of decimals a store no ɛwɔ so sen float. Ɛno yɛ double, right? Double. So let me print this one and see. Okay, this one too. Okay, so it is running it, but we are supposed to get all the decimals because double can store up to 15 decimal digits and float can store up to 6 or 7 decimal digits. So but I think say I'll run it to the nearest number, right? See, we'll do here no I can't on so I should be okay. Let me say here is 5, 6. I mean so be 2 later. If it's run the decimals and make the 2 3. Oh, okay. So that's what the machine is doing. But know that double always it may store more decimals a chain depending on the number of decimals I want. So we say either you use double or you use float, right? Okay. The next data type is Boolean, bool for short. That one is only true or false. Either true or false. Say be a bool is male, right? So it's either the person is male or the person is what not male. You can say maybe let me say C out is male. Let's see what you get. Let me run this one. Okay, we are getting 0. 0 means false, right? Let's see. So bool is true or false. So let's say it's male is equal to let's say true. Okay, now if I print this one, okay, we are getting 1. 1 means that's true, right? And if I change this one to false, you get 0. 0 means false. So it's like it uses the binary digits 0 or 1. 0 means off, that's false. 1 means on, that's true, right? So that's what it is using. So now we have talked about Boolean, char, integer, float, double, and what? String. Okay, what if I want to check if this variable that I have declared is a Boolean or this variable I have declared is a string? Which command or which code line of code can we use to check this? I have a file here. Let me open that file. Okay, so to do that, you can use the include type info in your code, right? You can include the type info from the library. Now where you show the type ID and the size of what they are checking, say whether the variable is Boolean or is a string. And a size of say data type biara wɔ size anaa memory allocation size a ɔuse, right? Boolean ne deɛ yɛ 1 byte. Character ɔno nso use 1 byte. Integer ɔuse either 2 or 4 byte. Float use 4 byte ɛna double use 8 byte. Nti wobɛtumi use size of no so de akyɛke sɛ string size sɛn ɛna ɔuse, number of bytes ahe na ɔuse ɛwɔ memory location mu. Which may use any other checking. Until let's try this ones out. So I'll just copy this one, Control C. So we are going to declare the variables one by one. Then we check it. Okay. So the first one is male, right? So you first check with is male. So you check both the size and the type ID. So it's male, right? But before you check this, you need to add something to the standard library. we had to include something from the library, that's type info. So type info. Okay. Now let's compile and run this code and see what we will get. Okay, so we are getting B1. The B1 means that first the type ID is Boolean, that's B. And the size of means that it's only take 1 byte. That's the memory allocation assigned to Boolean, because it's either true or false. So it just take only 1 byte in the memory allocation, right? So B1 means Boolean and the size is 1, right? So maybe we can add something to make it um, more descriptive. So we can add something like a data type. Okay, it's a string, so let me put it in code. The data type is something like this. Okay, then say o ende line bi I say back on a na boom. Or you say a next line. So we just add end line NL. So maybe um mba boom ninia back on the down. Until here to we add a string here, and let's say the size is something like this. Okay, so let's run it again and see how it will show up. Okay, so the data type is B, Boolean, and the size is what? 1, right? Okay, let's try another variable and see what we get. So let's try integer. So int num1 is equal to, let's say, 67. So first check the type of num1, then we check the size of integer, right? So num1, let's run this one. Okay, so the data type is I, meaning integer, and the size is 4 bytes. So integer takes 4 bytes size or 4 bytes memory allocation. That's it for integer. Let's check for float. Okay, let's say .09. Okay, float 2 is say the data type is F, that's float, and the size is 4 bytes, right? All right. The same thing for double. Okay, so let me check double 2. Okay, so that's D, data type D. The size is 8 bytes. Don't say data type will be any size already or use, but float ni integer ni 4 bytes. You bet my share and so. Let's check the last two, that's string. So let's say oh, string name is assigned. Okay, let me do this. Okay, so change variable name to name, here to name. Okay, let's compile this and see the size. Okay, see, we are getting the data type is SS and the size is 8. Why? Okay, so the SS means string, right? The SS means string. Okay, so they use double S for string, and the size is 8. Okay, let's check character 2 and see what char will give us. Let's see, we need to get an error because char store just a single character. Okay, yeah, all right. I was expecting this, so no problem. Okay, let me do this. We are still getting an error. Why? Because char uses single quotes, not double quotes. Okay, so the data type is C, short for char, and the size is 1 byte. So now we know that we have two data types that takes only 1 byte. That's float, no, that's Boolean and char. They all have 1 byte size. And yɛwɔ integer any float. Almost some 4 bytes, 4 bytes. And yɛwɔ double in a string. Almost some 8 bytes, 8 bytes. Right. So you can also put this in your head. So this is all about data types in C++. See, depending on variable koraa pɛ sɛ we declare, wobɛstore string to say how are you doing, enter your name, wode bɛhyɛ double quote for a string. Wopɛ integer, you know how to do it. Wopɛ float contain the decimals, double contain the decimals, char just a single character in single quotes, right? So that's all. So this is all about data types. See you again in the next video. Bye bye.